Yeah. Hey, do this to you, man. We got to discuss this. This story right here is about a Florida State defensive back. My man over here, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., is the first college football player to hold out due to a lack of NIL deal. Yeah, you heard that right. Welcome to the world of NIL deals with the backlash certain players not receiving some and being upset about it. In the NFL, when a player is upset about a current contract, they'll try to use his leverage over the team by holding out a training camp or even the actual season. We are now reportedly experiencing a holdout in college. According to Ingram Smith of the Nolecast, number one FSU Florida State podcast in the nation, Florida State cornerback Jarvis Brownlee seems to be holding out of practice because he has not received an NIL deal from anybody. Yeah. Reports suggest he actually has one in place, but is currently ineligible. According to Ingram Smith, Jarvis Brownlee's situation is an interesting one, and I'm sure there are two sides to every story. As I understand it, the frustration is not about the lack of an NIL deal. In my opinion, there was one present. From what I've heard, Brownlee did not meet the minimum requirements of the agreement. As such, compensation either being delayed or not occurring. What's that mean? Which is kind of the way of life, how the real world works. Hope this gets sorted out and the kids, and wishing nothing but the best for Jarvis, but NIL is going to expose these kids to some life lessons right now. I think that may be what we're seeing play out currently. And if you don't understand or you don't know who Brownlee is, Brownlee is famous for one play. The play where the Jacksonville State player juked the FSU cornerback and got a game-winning touchdown. That was him. According to 365 Canes football, if it is true FSU has a player holding out of spring football until it gets an NIL deal, they might just need to UAB the program and try again in a few years. What is going on in Florida State, people? John Brownlee Jr. is also the kid that would have been on the bench if Travis Hunter had went to Florida State instead of going to Jackson State. He's holding out of college football because he doesn't have an NIL deal. And one more time. He's holding out of college football because he does not have a name, image, and likeness deal. People, come on with the board now. What else can we possibly do? Name, image, and likeness is something that you got to earn. If you get a contract, you got to perform that contract. If you don't perform the contract, they're not going to pay you. What part of that is hard to understand? A lot of people think NIL deals are just basically we give you money to come to the school. Only Texas has that, and A&M. Everybody else, you got to perform a task. And Mr. Brownlee, according to, once again, this is according to Ingram Smith from number one Knowles Nation. Mr. Brownlee either had a deal in place and did not complete it, which means he wasn't getting paid, or did not get a deal and thought one would be handed to him, which is why he is not showing up to practice or to camp. The school gave you a scholarship, man. Now, whether or not your NIL deal is around that same area or with that same program, it's up to you. But you're obligated to perform a duty on the field because you're waiting for an NIL deal. NIL deals are all structured around your performance on the field. If Florida State decides to pull your scholarship's gone, so is your NIL deal. Then you're back to square one. All right, folks. I'll leave the link in the description below. It's Coach Simmons. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.